So last night was a great night to be a Philadelphia 76ers fan as they come with the win in a 116 to a 107 victory over the New York Knicks. I will be fair, and the Knicks have played, I believe it's 3 games in the last 4 days, and I know some of them aren't in tip top shape, but neither are the Sixers, to be honest. And we played without Joel Embiid, and it was still a great game that they won decisively. There were some points where it looks like the Knicks might have made a run, but for most of the game, the Sixers kept up their pace and didn't fall too far behind, and I just want to talk a little bit about it. Okay, so let's start talking about Andre Drummond. So, in the first half, Andre Drummond was looking like he was going to struggle a bit. I know that the Knicks are a bit bigger than the Sixers, they have a lot more size and are better at getting boards. I believe this game we got out rebounded almost by double the amount of rebounds that the Sixers had. It was 57 to 36 at the end of the game. But I know at some point it was like 20 to 46, which was crazy. But that still wasn't enough. I mean, Andre Drummond was just knocking down every shot he was taking. They were leaving him wide open for those corner threes, and he was knocking them down. He was 3 for 3 at one point. He ended with 14 points and 13 rebounds. I believe he was struggling getting those rebounds in the first half. I know there were a few possessions where it would be like a missed shot from the Knicks or the Sixers, and he'd go up and tip the ball, and he just wouldn't be able to get his hands on it, and it would end up going the other way. I know the Knicks got a lot of second chance points that way in the first half and in the second, but the defense from the Philadelphia 76ers still was looking great from beginning to end. No third quarter collapse this time, which is amazing as a Sixers fan. I mean, throughout the whole game, Tyrese Maxey is still looking unstoppable under the rim. I believe he should be in more MVP talks, but I understand in the West with Jokic and Shea, it's going to be really hard for anybody to argue that. But as far as the East, I think he's definitely number one for those MVP talks. A lot of people have Cade and Jalen, and Jalen did just win the NBA Cup. But this game, he got completely outplayed and completely taken out of the game by none other than VJ Edgecomb. Before we get to that, I do want to mention that Paul George didn't have a great game tonight. He started in the first quarter going 0 for 5 shooting with 0 points and just wasn't really helping much in the defensive end either. I think he had like maybe one rebound or two. Just not a great first half, but everybody else on the team. I mean, no, I'm gonna be Paul George, and most of the team really didn't have a great first half offensively. Paul George went 0 for 5 shooting from the field. He just couldn't make anything. I think who was it? VJ Edgecomb and Andre Drummond also didn't have a great first half scoring wise. Yeah, in the first half, Maxi ended with 17 points by halftime, and between Paul George, Andre Drummond, and VJ Edgecombe, they shot a combined 5 from 29 from the field. So it wasn't looking great. I believe the Sixers still had like a 1 or 2 point lead, but that was all thanks to Tyrese Maxey and Justin Edwards, who came in into that second quarter and immediately hit back-to-back threes, which gave some life to the team, and it was looking really good. He was also putting up a really good defensive effort against Jalen Brunson. I know Jalen Brunson was covered by a few of our guys last night, and it started off with Tyrese Maxey, and then it shifted over onto VJ. Then when Edwards came in, he was on him, and Jalen Brunson just looked like he was struggling all night. He wasn't shooting very well, and he kept having to pass out the ball as the pressure was on him. I mean, he did hit a nice three over VJ, but after that, I mean, there really wasn't much that he could do. I do still believe that the Sixers need more size. I mean, our young players that we have are great, but a lot of them are like under 6'4", kind of short, for NBA players at least. And the older players that we do have are just a little bit more slow and rigid and can't really stay on top of the quicker, taller players like the Knicks have with Cat and Mitchell. But again, just how Paul George didn't have the greatest games, OG and Anobi got completely taken out of this one. I mean, He ended up with 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. He just couldn't get any open looks. Whenever he did try to take a shot, it wasn't going in. He made one shot for the night, and that lets you know the type of pressure that these kids were putting on him. And the Sixers kept continuing to show why they are the best team in the league in fast break points, and that's mainly because of the explosiveness of Maxey and Edgecomb and all the players that are putting in effort, as well as Jared McCain. I mean, this wasn't the perfect Jared McCain game, but in the moments where we needed him the most, he definitely delivered. In the first half, he came in. He wasn't looking very great, but when he started playing later in the game, near the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, his impact was just great. Overall, a really solid game for Jared McCain. And then getting into the third quarter, I mean, the Sixers' defense around the perimeter was just insane. It felt like the Knicks couldn't make any corner threes or any shots around the perimeter. And on the other side, the Sixers looked like they couldn't miss. I mean, with VJ knocking down threes, Andre Drummond hitting threes. I think he hit two of his three in the third quarter. Justin Edwards, Tyrese Maxey hitting a few step back threes. It just, it was beautiful. Like, I couldn't be any happier. I mean, obviously, I would have liked Paul George to get a little bit more involved, but if he can have a bad game and the Sixers can still win against a team like the New York Knicks, I mean, it's just pure buckets, pure bliss. Also, from the field, it felt like the Knicks got a lot more shots at the line, but I think it only ended up being four more. But up until the third quarter, the Sixers had made all 13 of their 13 free throws, which was great. And they ended the third quarter with only one missed. So, really good effort from our guys on the line. Again, just hitting shots when it mattered. This was one of those games where I just felt like maybe in the third quarter the Knicks were gonna be able to get back into it. But I think like Josh Hart barely played any minutes in the third quarter. I know he was exhausted. Again, the Knicks have played 3 games in their last 4 days, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like this is some championship win or anything. But with Embiid out and Paul George having a bad game, again, it was pretty much our young guys versus the Knicks, who did have Cat playing, did have OG in there, and Brunson and Bridges and Hart. The whole starting lineup played. Also, in the third quarter, when Adam Bona got in there, I mean, this is the type of defensive effort that I've been begging for. I mean, I know he can kind of be on and off offensively, but when it comes to defense, this guy is just gonna get up there every single time. He had a few blocks, and I'm pretty sure I heard the commentators talking about how the Sixers are one of the best teams blocking shots at the rim in the league, which is really good. And that's, again, why I miss Kelly Oubre so much. He's still out, but he's someone who would get in there and put pressure on players running to the rim, getting blocks and big stops when it matters. But Adam Bona was able to do that for the whole team with 3 blocks. I mean, I know that VJ, Drummond, Barlow, and Quentin Grimes also had blocks, which is great. Always like to see that from the guys putting in effort. I really don't know how to feel about Quentin Grimes this game. I mean, he only put up 5 shots and made one. He did have a rebound, assist, a steal, and a block. So it's not like he didn't make any impact tonight. But it's just kind of weird, you know? Like some guy who can one night drop 20 and then the other one just kind of play point guard. I don't know. But yeah, I think what this game showed is just how much depth the Sixers have. I know that the Knicks bench players also did really well. Mitchell Robinson had a career night with 21 points and 16 rebounds, but that was kind of it. Jordan Clarkson got some minutes. He shot pretty well, but I think defensively is where the Knicks don't really trust him. I don't really remember too much on the matchups there. He probably was playing with Jared McCain, and they just kind of they both did pretty good. I mean, I can't complain too much on either side there. But in the fourth quarter, Jared McCain was a dream. That's how you'd want him to play throughout the whole game. I remember the last play, or not the last play, but the dagger shot where it was a VJ Edgecomb rebound and he passed it to McCain. McCain could have taken the shot, but he passed it to Maxey and he hit the dagger three. Pretty much from there, the game was over. And that doesn't happen if McCain is a selfish player and decides to take that shot. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it was a really good effort from McCain. And then Maxi again, like Maxi, he's just gonna hit those shots. You need to have somebody on him at all times. But that was a really good possession. And then the fourth quarter defense from BJ to Brunson. I mean, I know that we watched that game, or at least I watched that game where the Knicks played the Pacers, and it looked like the Pacers were gonna win, and then Jalen Brunson just turned up in the fourth quarter and then hit that dagger three to win the game for the Knicks. I was kind of worried that something like that might happen, but VJ just got on him. He kept the pressure. He kept making him miss. I think I saw a stat on Twitter that was like Jalen Brunson shot 1 for 9 when VJ Edgecomb was guarding him. He made his first shot and then he didn't make anything else after that. I know it was a good team effort as well because they kept just not giving Jalen Brunson many opportunities to make a play. It's a really good game. Something that I found kind of weird, and like how I was talking about earlier, is that the Knicks have a size advantage on the Sixers, and Gershon Yabusele, who was a former Sixer and then he went to New York, only got 5 minutes of play. Not even 5 minutes. He got 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the floor, and while he was there, he made a big three, and that was really it. They just took him out. In my opinion, if they would have kept him in there, I think they could have had a way better chance at doing something. I mean, Yabusele isn't like some offensive juggernaut, but he did play well in the 4 minutes that he played in. Kind of weird that they didn't keep him in there. I understand they wanted to keep Mitchell Robinson and Cat in there because they were having pretty good games too. But if you can get more out of him, I don't see why not. I guess they would kind of want faster players on the floor, but with how OG was struggling, it didn't make much sense. I mean, maybe you Knicks fans can let me know. I haven't watched every game of the season. Maybe he has been really bad in some aspect of his game. But when he got put into the game, I was worried because he can definitely help them space out the floor, especially after that three he hit. Maybe I'm wrong. Overall, that was a really solid performance from the 76ers and the Knicks, to be honest. I mean, it's not like they weren't trying. They still want to win games, but I'm sure a lot of them are still tired and feel overwhelmed by the amount of games that they have played. So hopefully, next time the Sixers play the Knicks, they can both be healthier. Maybe Joel Embiid will be able to play, and that will make a big difference with the rebounding and the size matchups. For now, I'm gonna just take this win. Let me know what you think. If you're a Knicks fans, let me know. I know a lot of Knicks fans that I saw on social media weren't really too worried about it, but it really does suck for them that Mitchell Robinson had such a great game and it ended up not amounting to a win. Today, the Sixers have a back-to-back against the Dallas Mavericks, which is going to be really fun. I wonder how Cooper Flag is going to play with VJ Edgecomb in there. I know that Cooper Flag right now is the clear favorite for Rookie of the Year. But if VJ keeps it up, he started the season being the favorite, dropped down a bit, but he has picked it back up. It's going to be a great matchup, a great game to watch, and I'll probably be here to talk about it again. So looking forward to that. Hope you guys have a great day, and drink some water.